So it's been a while, 5 years, maybe a bit over four, but now I'm back home. I was overseas for 2 years, studying, working a bit. Now I'm back, and I want to get back into collecting comic books. Of course, the few people who actually watch my videos may have known that I primarily and almost exclusively collected New 52 Batman related books because that was the run I started getting into physical floppies. And I really liked that run, even though the New 52 was pretty bad overall and disastrous. So what I've done here is for once in my life, gone through all the books, and I've put what I don't have into a spreadsheet so that I could actually know what I'm missing, because I did find that I had a couple of duplicates I accidentally bought. Nothing crazy expensive or anything, but it was still annoying. And I've also got a small list of goals for the upcoming, 12 months. I'm being very non-committal with this. There is no upload schedule. I'm not going to be regularly going out to get hauls and anything because space is a real issue and I don't have that luxury. But first, I wanted to just do a quick summary and recap of what my collection has been, because I think there's a lot of books here I picked up which I never bothered to film because I didn't have a tripod, basically. So this is all New 52 Batman related stuff, starting off with issues 1 to 52 and the 4 annuals, and starting off with issue 0. I don't own any other variants of this book. There's a blank, there's a couple of other ones, there's a comic pack version, and there's also a 1 to 25 variant. I don't have any. Issue 1, I own the first printing, second printing, the really weird Alamo City Comic Con variant, which came out in 2016, the Warner Brothers Studio Batman 75 Studio Tour variant, the Water Tower variant, and the regular incentive variant as well. So it's off to a strong start. I'm going through by arc, so this is all Court of Owls stuff, and also have the DC Essentials reprint. From what I gather, there is actually a couple of other reprints of this book. They did one in 2019 for the 80th anniversary of Batman, which kind of feeds into the same vibe as the Alamo City Comic Con one, which printing it after New 52 had ended. Issue 2, don't own any others. Issue 3, and then the second printing cover. I also have the incentive variant for that. Issue 4, this one's a bit weird. Issue 4 had a lot of printings. So I have 4, the second printing and the 4th printing. I'm missing the 3rd printing and the incentive cover. And for most of the Court of Owls stuff, I'm also missing the sketch variants, because issues 1 to 9, I believe, if I refer to my spreadsheet real quick, they were all 1 to 200 for the sketch variants. From issue 10 to 26 onwards, they were 1 to 100. So the first 9, they're very overpriced on the secondary market and also just hard to find. Issue 5 and the regular 1 to 10, 1 to 25 incentive variant. Issue 6 and the second printing. Just going to speed through a lot of this because a lot of these are just regular books. Issue 7, I don't own any others. Issue 8 and the second printing cover. This was the first floppy I picked up, so this is super beat up, and is also a newsstand copy, which is cool. I may upgrade to not upgrade, or just acquire a comic book store direct one. Issue 9, issue 10, and the regular 1 to 25 variant. Issue 11, this is the end of the Court of Owls. And I also have the variant where he is fighting Owlman, or the New 52 version of Owlman, not the Crime Syndicate one. And this is where I've got one of the strange pickups. I don't know where I got this book or where I bought it from. This is issue 11, but as you can see, it says not for sale, for promotional use only. So this was a retailer like demo copy from San Diego Comic-Con 2012 or 2011 it has to have been, and it was a exclusive given out to the Diamond Comics retailer summit. So Diamond Comics is obviously the main, like the big distributor for everyone, and I don't know why I have a copy of this, but I'm glad I do. Oh, trucks passing through a street. Dope. Issue 12. So issue 12, I really like this one. So this is the you can kind of see why I really like the combo pack covers. So issue 12, regular cover, you've got this great like sort of like inverted negative combo pack cover, and I also have the 1/100 sketch, or this black and white variant for this as well. So this was the Court of Owls plus like the filler issue afterwards, which is probably like a lot of the most expensive stuff comes from this arc, just because it was like the start of it, and the New 52 was so exciting when it first came out. Next is Death of the Family. Death of the Family, pretty interesting run or story arc in terms of variants, because the variants for this seemed, because it was a family-wide event, so there was a lot of like it was spanned all the other Bat books. It also had a similar aesthetic which carried over to all the other books. So you can see on issue 13's regular cover, this was like the cover they used for every single Bat book, just with like different characters' faces. So there's this version, and there's also a regular version with Batman's face instead of Joker's. And this is also interesting because they use this sort of like cover style for a lot of the variants, just with different backgrounds. So for this one, there's a New York Comic Con variant with a purple background. Issue 14, I don't have a lot of these. I'm missing more variants than I initially thought as well. Issue 15, I've got the combo pack variant, the regular cover, and the 1/100 black and white / sketch variant. I do like how on this one, the coloring of the Batman logo is different, just to differentiate a bit. 16, I only got the base cover. 17, 18, I've got the second printing cover, and also the variant. 18 was a bit of a weird one because it was a it's been a while since I've read through the runs, but I believe it was a standalone story following the fallout of Batman Incorporated's events. And then 19, so 19 and 20 was like a 2-part filler arc in between major story arcs. This was the Mad cover. There is a, similar to the Batman 11, there's a demo copy version of this without a barcode, which is one of, I think I've identified as one of the harder to get books, probably. And issue 20 with the comic pack variant. So after this, we got Zero Year, which was probably the turning point for the another truck. Zero Year was interesting in that it seemed a lot of people did not enjoy Zero Year, and I was one of those people. Zero Year was very long when it was ongoing, because it was a monthly book. You go in, it's like really tedious. It's dragging out. No one's really sure what's entirely going on, but it has some sweet covers, I guess. So issue 21, 22 with the combo pack variant, as well as the Michael Yannon variant cover. 23 with the combo pack, as well as the variant cover. There's a convention variant, which is a sketch version of this cover, which is a bit interesting. And then, oh yeah, I forgot about this. This was like the Forever Evil stuff. So there was another event that just randomly took place. I'm missing the Joker, so 23.1 in the lenticular cover. 24. I also, so this is another book that I just didn't realize I bought. I may have done a video on it. I tried to check, I just couldn't find it. But I own the New York Comic Con variant for this, so obviously the cover is an homage to Batman #1. Pretty cool. It's got that signature Greg Capullo art style. Issue 25, this was the all black cover. The variants for this one are a bit weird, honestly, because the existing cover was all black already, and they somehow tried to make a sketch version of this. This was one I picked up in Melbourne. I can't even tell you who the artist for this one is. Issue 26, a lot of these, just like a lot of the middling issues, I just don't have many of the variants for. 27, 28. Issue 29, this is another one of those covers which has a lot of convention variants, and for this one, the color of the question mark changes depending on which convention there is. I think that WonderCon, C2E2, and ECCC also all have one in purple, red, and lime, and the WonderCon one's limited to 2,000. Issue 30, so this was, I want to say this was the last of this style 0 year cover. Issue 31, I love this cover just as a piece of art. I absolutely adore it. The comic pack version is also really, really sweet, in my opinion. Issue 32, this is the base cover, and I also have the variant. I think this was cool. This was all taking place during the 75th anniversary of Batman, so there were, I think this was also one of the months they just had Batman variants for every single book on the DC range. So this was 33, and the variant, the comic pack variant, and the, I forgot the name of this variant specifically, but I think this was specifically the 75th anniversary, like, big ensemble cast variant cover. And that was all 0 year. Love it or hate it, it exists. And then it starts getting a bit weird. So I don't really know how to divide up the arcs, because 34 is a filler issue, and 44 is also a standalone filler issue, is what I remember. And then I know Endgame happens somewhere along the way, basically, is like the best way I can describe it. So we've got 34, and this is actually a great story. Just the standalone individual stories where they had like backup teams doing them were all really good. 44 is my favorite. I also have this cover, the selfie cover. This is when the New 52 started doing variant of the months, and they just ran them across all their books. So this is the selfie variant. I hate this cover. And this was a just, I think, like the 1 to 10 or 1 to 25 variant cover. They just randomly had like 2 different variants for this month. 35, this was the start of Endgame. So I've got the regular cover, and I've shown this off many times, but I love this. This is the La Mole Comic Con variant exclusive to Mexico, using the so this art was used as a solicit for issue 1, and then they ended up with the cover they did, and they reused this for issue 35's variant, which I really, really love as a piece of art. 36, I don't own much of Endgame either. Just, I don't own much of anything as far as what I've discovered. I own a lot of like the comic pack stuff from the early ones, and then I own more of the actual variants from the later stuff, is what I've discovered. This is a 7. I've got the Darwin Cook variant, just beautiful. He did a bunch of sideways covers for that month. It was amazing. Rest in peace, absolute master. And I've also got the Jason Todd variant cover as well, which is Andy Kubert art. Very nice, very strange to do. It would have been more fitting for Death of the Family, I suppose. 38, just very interesting. I don't remember much of Endgame, got to be real with you, but the covers were really great. This is the 75th anniversary of the Flash variant. This was cool, just great callback. Yeah, amazing. 39, I don't actually own the regular issue 39, which is shameful to say, but I have the La Mole Comic Con variant. So that's interesting. Issue 40, this is one of the few books I accidentally bought 2 copies of. So this is one of my base copies of issue 40. This is the 3rd printing, so I don't have the 2nd one, which is way more red. Got the Andy Kubert variant. And I also have, this doesn't really count, but this was like the director's cut, similar to the, like the black and white graphic novel series they do nowadays. It's got like the notes from Scott Snyder to Greg Capullo, and just like the sketch panels and stuff. Very interesting to read, considering Greg Capullo is old school Marvel, so he doesn't really like getting micromanaged decisions on his art direction. 41, the beginning of Super Heavy, and this is the 75th anniversary of the Joker cover. I don't have the convention variant, which is a sketch version of this cover. 42, continuing on Super Heavy, Teen Titans Go variant. This was fine. Teen Titans Go, it's a great show. 43, Mr. Bloom. We got the, I want to say this is the Bombshells variant. There's actually 2 Bombshells variants, I want to say. They did Bombshells, and they also did Steampunk as like variants of the month. This one is absolutely beautiful. Issue 44, Brian Azzarello story with art by Jock. Just absolutely amazing book. For a one-off, it's like really, they went ham on the creative team for this one. Then Tony Daniel variant for the 75th anniversary of Green Lantern. Strange, because obviously the Green Lantern and Flash 75th anniversary use Hal Jordan and Barry Allen, but New 52 also erased the JSA out of continuity for a while, so they couldn't really just suddenly have Alan Scott and Jay Garrick showed up. 45, and I've got the Monster of the Month variant as well. I think 44 or 45 also has a La Mole Comic Con variant, but that one is, I think, out of the 3, the most common, so it's the most affordable. 46, and the Looney Tunes crossover one. 47, 48, 49, along with the Neil Adams variant. And then issue 50. I think issue 50 is because I think it was the end of the Snyder Capullo team run. Issue 50 has the most variants. In fact, most of the variants I'm missing are issue 50 variants. There's like 20 something variants for issue 50 alone, which I don't have. So this is the regular cover, and then this was also when they were trying to move Batman vs Superman, the movie. And they did blind bags. This is the second blind bag they did. They also did the Harley's little black book blind bag. So this is the, I don't know what they call this, like the half and half. This is the, like the only, like the inks version, but only Batman's colored in. And then this is the full color version. There's another very rare one with a signature on it, which I don't have, and I really would like. I think that's the second other very, very hard to find variant on my list. If my like cursory research of it has paid off. Issue 51, and then this is the John Romita Jr. cover, and then issue 52. And then after that, we've got, you know, some of the other stuff. So there's 4 annuals. Annual 1, origin story of Mr. Freeze in the New 52 was really cool at the time. Definitely soured on this one as I grew older. 52, this was during 0 year, I guess, but the stories were more about the asylum and the inmates. Annual 3, this one's about a guy getting tortured by the Joker constantly. And annual number 4. And then I guess I've got the Future's End tie-in issue 1 with the lenticular cover with the like Kingdom Come style robotic spine implement. And I've also got the Batman Day, I think this was for the 75th anniversary of Batman, like preview copy of Endgame. You can see my local comic store had the name and address stickered on there. So it came with a 8-page preview of Batman and Robin Attorney. And then, yeah, that was it. So, actually that's not it. I've got one other thing which I will always want to show off because I have the opportunity. I have I guess you can call this a test printing proof of what the cover for 50, the variant cover, which I got from a very kind gentleman who is also a comic book artist in the local scene, along with the 3 polybag variants. So my goals. I've actually taken the opportunity and the chance to basically document everything I'm missing. And I am missing like 155, give or take, variants of this. The big bulk of this are just issue 50 variants. It takes up around 20 of the actual variants and a few convention variants, not as much as I would think there would be. I am missing a lot of just like comic pack variants and the like regular 1 to 25, 1 to 10 variant covers, and obviously the sketches. They're like, they make up a big bulk of it. And the earlier stuff, like Court of Owls stuff, issue 1 and issue 5 have issue 1's got 5 printings, issue 5 has 4 printings, and I don't have any of the subsequent printings of those. But I am missing just a lot of comic bag variants, which once I acquire those, because they're functionally the same as the regular one, price-wise, well, at least they should be, a lot of this should even out. So with that in mind, I've got a small objectives list for this upcoming 12 months. Some of this stuff is not related to my long-term goal of this master set of the New 52, but here it is. So first thing, any 2, I'm setting very low bars for myself because this is me getting back into collecting comic books. I don't want to go insane on this. Any 2 of the 1 to 100 sketch variant, black and white variants. So that's from issue 10 to 26. I've already got issue 15 and 12 from this, so it's not a lot, and these are easier to find than the 1 to 200 ones, much easier to find, on account of some stores not even having bought 200 copies of the base book for some of the early ones. Issue 32 SDCC, this is a cover of Batman swinging across the city. I just want this variant, it's cool. And issue 44, Baltimore City Comic Con, this is the one where he's like dive bombing off a tower. These are the 2 convention variants that I have set for myself for currently, because these are the 2 which I like the covers the most of. And finally, issue 50F, which is the signed sketch version of the Batman vs. Superman promotional one, so this cover. I would like that because I have the printing proof, so I would like to somehow display them all together or get them framed in such a way, and I can leave, like consider that mini set complete. And for non-Batman stuff, I think after I finish this, I intend to just collect specific artists I really like. So previously, I really liked Tim Sale, still love his work, rest in peace. And recently, I've been more into Alex Ross's work, especially with how many covers he's been doing lately. But for now, I want 1 to 2 of Art Germ's Virgin or Pure Art covers. So he gets, his own web store gets a bunch of these as exclusives, but some of these are 1 to 100, 1 to 200, or even 1 to 500 variants. and I want just like 1 to 2 of them. They're pretty cool. I'm focusing only on the Virgin ones because he does so many covers. He did like an entire run of Supergirl backup covers that it's kind of pointless at some point, because at that point I'm just hoarding rather than being selective with what I'm collecting. But yeah, this is a state of the channel update, I guess. Very minor, very strange, sudden activity, I would imagine. But yeah, I really genuinely love this run. I genuinely love comics. I'm currently reading through Fall of X. It's fine. I'm interested to see where it goes. And yeah, I guess after, I should also add that I want to slowly upgrade my bags to Mylars, because the bags I've currently got are too precise. They're too exact for modern day comics. So some of the thicker copies, the thicker issues just don't fit very well at all. And there's a bit too much strain on the bags just from the comics and like the pressure being like all of them pushing out against the plastic. So that's another thing I need to look forward to, as well as getting a proper like storage option for these, because I'm currently, the box I'm putting them in is just about full at this point. But yeah, that's everything. Update on the collection, update on what I'm looking forward to picking up in the upcoming 12 months as sort of a long-term goal that I'm slowly working towards. No commitments towards upload schedules, just I'll upload when I have books worth uploading, but I'll be more active around. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one.